In those days, if your news came on CNN, it was not a deal. It was a huge, big deal.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, I remember when I read Robert Mugabe and some of the African presidents were in Uganda for a meeting.
Yeah.
And Robert Mugabe, being the president of Zimbabwe, was a cricket fan himself.
Yeah.
So he informs our president, Daniel Arap Moi, that your team has won. He says, which team? So then he tells me about the cricket, that Kenyans have beaten West Indies. So it became a global story, and Kenyans became instant heroes globally. They were loved by the Indian public to date. Even when I travel to India, people still ask me, where is Maurice Odumbe? Where is Steve Tikolo? And so we've created such a huge impact internationally.
Welcome to Right Place, Right Time. Help me understand, when you're given a scholarship, what does that mean? Does it mean that you must play and study? How does a scholarship work? So that someone who's watching can understand, or if they're applying for one, this is what they're getting in.
Yeah, I'll talk twofold on that. One is what you've talked about, is that created a lot of discipline.
Yeah.
Because there were two conditions for one to get a scholarship, a sports scholarship. One, you must be good enough to be in the team.
Okay.
So if, for example, there were 9 players in the tennis team, remember, everybody wants to get a scholarship so that they can study and their fees are being paid.
Okay.
So it was paramount for you to be good enough to be in the squad.
Okay.
If you are not good enough to be in the squad, you cannot get the scholarship.
Okay.
Secondly, even no matter how good you are, you could be the number 1 player in the team. But if academically you do not meet the minimum grades or the minimum requirements, you lose the scholarship and you also lose your admission.
Even midway?
All the way, yes. So there were players in our team, especially some of the players who took the situation for granted. They felt they were very good tennis players, so they didn't bother about the academics. So now when you don't pass and you can't meet the criteria, you cannot even play for the team. And quite a few, some of those players lost their scholarship. So it is paramount that you understand that when somebody is investing in you, that's what the college did. The college invested on us, and their ROI was that we should be good enough to be in the team, to represent and be the ambassador for that college. And for you as an individual, they want you to also do well, so that the period of the time that you are there, you have also graduated and met. So that is very important.
All right.
The second point I want to make is that in those years, in the 70s and 80s, nobody heard of a sports scholarship.
Yeah.
If there was a scholarship, it would be an academic scholarship, that you are an A+ student and all that. And in those days, sports really was not a big deal. It was more of an opportunity for you to go with your outlet. For us, people living in the third world country, or in East Africa, or in Africa, the last 30 years, sports is another ballgame now. Now it is a profession. Today, sports people earn more than any other profession.
Yes.
I mean, there are some sportsmen, what they earn in a week, some of us cannot even earn in 5 years or 10 years. So it's a huge thing, and I strongly advocate to the government, to all the institutions, and to the parents to inculcate sports as a way of life. It is a very important medium, and it has a lot of intangible benefits. Sports, when people bring in people in sports, nobody talks about which Kabila you are.
Yes, very true.
It does not even talk about which color you are.
Yes.
It does not talk about how old you are. So it unifies in a lot of ways. And if the politicians can understand better, the more they support sports, from family to communities to villages, a lot of hatred, a lot of bitterness that is going around can be reduced. It can unify a country very easily. And I always give that example of 1994, when you remember Nelson Mandela walked into the stadium at the rugby tournament.
World Cup,
The tensions were very high in South Africa.
Yeah.
That pure gesture of him wearing the jersey and the cap.
Yes.
I mean, as I'm talking to you, I can still picture it.
Yeah.
That moment changed the whole scenario in South Africa. So it's very important that we take the sports with the seriousness. And while I'm talking about it, I'm very saddened that in the last umpteen number of years, the government has never taken sports with the seriousness it deserves. Even if you look at the ministry, it'll be said Ministry of Youth and Culture, and then there's a small word I call sports there.
Goodness.
And they also say politically, if they wanted to sideline somebody in politics or to reward somebody, give him in the sports ministry. And I think that's a tragedy. That's a tragedy.
I'm laughing, but it's a tragedy.
There are huge opportunities. And Kenyans have traditionally got a rich history. You take in any sports. I mean, we talk about athletics. Kenya has a rich history in hockey.
Oh, yeah?
Kenya has a rich history in tennis. Kenya has a rich history in cricket.
Okay.
So, and that with very limited support. Just imagine if we created a culture where sports becomes a way of life, where it is even endorsed by the president with practice. It will change the whole country.
Oh, yes, I agree. I agree with you. Yeah, so I just want to move forward to and touch a bit on tennis before now we move fully into cricket. You represent Kenya in the Davis Cup, late 80s, and also this African tournament, what is it called?
President's Cup.
The President's
All
Cup.
African
All
Games.
African Games, and also the President's Cup. I wanted to know the feeling of representing the nation and hearing that national anthem. I mean, how does that do to you?
Yeah, as I said, as a child, my focus was already ahead. I had already thought about, I'd already visioned myself playing for the country. So when you wear the colors for the country, the blazer for the country, it's priceless.
Yeah.
I mean, you cannot equate it to anything. It's the ultimate for a sportsman to represent. And Davis Cup is something where you are representing the country. You're not representing as an individual.
Yes.
So you are playing for the nation as a team. Where even those players that you are playing against each other, you are now all working as a team. So it was a unique experience, to have played Davis Cup, to have been part of the All Africa Games, and then to play the President's Cup in Nigeria. So it was wonderful. This was all post my USA when I came back. So it all happened. And of course, cricket is ongoing also. It just worked out very well. So it was very special. And I always regard tennis to date as a royal sport. If somebody asked me which one would you prefer, tennis or cricket, I still say tennis. Even though cricket took me to another world level.
I tried playing tennis once. So someone hit the ball on the right side, hit it on the left side. Came back the third time, I was like, I can't do this. You just keep going back, forth. I mean, it was crazy.
It's a very strategic game. It's a very mind game. A lot of people might think that it's just hitting the ball across the net, but it's a lot of mind game. It's a lot of strategy on, if I place the ball there, I'm expecting him to place it, then I play the next. So you're already thinking one step ahead of where you want to play the next ball.
So I know people may want to hear more about this. So probably at this moment, it would be good for me to mention that there is a wonderful documentary that they've done on the Karims in terms of the whole family. We've just brushed through the family experience and the early years, but there's more on this that can be seen on this documentary. It's called The Karims, A Sporting Dynasty. It's on YouTube as well, but I'll urge you to get, I don't know, do you still do some VCDs?
Well, the DVD, but I think that's outdated.
It's outdated, There's a YouTube channel.
They're all on the YouTube channel, and in fact, they're done with 10 subtitle languages.
Yes.
So we have Swahili subtitle. We have the sign language. 4 Indian language. So there's enough on the YouTube.
So we can hear all the stories about the tennis experience, especially 80s. There were some stories about selection and controversies there. All that. If you go to YouTube, look for the channel Aasif Karim, subscribe to it, and you can watch the entire documentary. It's a wonderful documentary. I totally enjoyed it. I've been gifted a hard copy, a DVD, and I'm sure this will be for the record. So I want to zoom all the way to 1992. And the reason why I'm going to 1992 is you are in this scenario where you're playing in this Kenya Open, and you also have a cricket tournament same day that you need to play. Tell us that story. I mean,
You kept asking me earlier, how did I manage to juggle? Well, it caught up with me.
it caught up with you.
It caught up with me in 92 when on that Sunday I was playing the Kenya Open. I mean, that's a huge tournament. That's the ultimate that anybody would like to win. So I reached the finals, and on that very weekend, the week before, we had won the quarterfinals of the cricket, and I was captaining my club, and we were playing the semi-finals. So now, what do I do? It was such a precarious situation, and it was terrible. In fact, that very weekend, we were also moving our home. We were moving places, and we had to do that weekend. It was a very tight situation and a very perplexing situation on what to do. But obviously, as a sportsman, having gotten away with it, I thought I will juggle it. On hindsight, it was a very silly decision. But at that moment, I felt, well, let me try and see if I can juggle this, and try to be a hero. So I said, I'll go to the ground in the morning because the cricket starts at 10 o'clock. When we toss, normally before the game, you toss the coin, and so whoever wins the toss decides what to do. So I said, I'm going to win the toss. Of course, having consulted, I was the captain. I consulted my team members that, look, this is the scenario I'm in. Either I just go and play tennis, or if I play cricket, I would like to balance it this way. So fortunately, I won the toss, and so we decided we will bat. So batting means we will take 3.5 hours to do that. Now, tennis starts Kenya Open in the morning at 9 o'clock with the ladies' finals. So once they finish playing, then the men play after that. So I know the ladies will finish in a couple of hours, so about 11, So for 10:15, I rushed to... The cricket was at South Sea, at a club called Nagara Sports Club. And the tennis is at Nairobi Club.
Okay, yes. Okay.
So it's Sunday, there's not much traffic, it was not like what it is now. So I quickly rushed to Nairobi Club, and the ladies' match got extended. I was hoping that it finishes so that I could straight away play there, try and finish my game and go. So it extended and it's getting delayed, so I'm getting anxiety. And they cannot start the men's until the ladies finish. So I played the men's after the ladies, and it was a bad day. It was a good match. Norbert Odwar,
yes.
Formidable tennis player. He beat me. Well deserved for the win. But I was not in the right state of mind. I mean, it's not humanly possible to be juggling to playing cricket and then going to tennis and all that. Anyway, I lost the match. I rushed back to South Sea. Our team is in dire stress. We're already struggling also there. So I go into bat, get some runs. And so we got about 140 odd runs. We were playing against Aga Khan Sports Club. Now remember, in that afternoon, I'm also in the men's doubles finals, which is supposed to be played at about 4 o'clock, 4:30. Now we reach lunchtime. I'm like, now what do I do here? I'm captaining. So we go on the field and we put a lot of pressure on the team, and the game became close. I said, I'll leave by 3:30 so that I can go and play the doubles final at 4. And my doubles partner was a Ugandan, Eric Ofuru. I'd already mentioned to him, look, he said, no, don't worry, you just go and you come back. He was so supportive. We reach around 3:30 and it's a tight match now. I still had my 3 or 4 overs to bowl. And so the game could go either way. So now, again, what do I do? I made a just decision. I said, look, I cannot let my team down at this stage. I'm in an individual position. I'm in an embarrassing position on the other side. My team here is in that situation. So it was a very, very mentally affecting situation that happened. And it became a very close match, but we lost the cricket match also. So now it's about 4:30. I'm now rushing back to Nairobi Club, but by then I was too late. And obviously I felt bad, but the decision made was correct, that I was not there on time. So when you're not there on time for your match, it's forfeited. So it was a terrible experience, and it really mentally affected me. It traumatized me. I felt bad for my partner, that I let him down. I let myself down. The whole thing was in a bad situation. But I'm saying, at that very moment, you are trying to juggle, you're trying to balance everything. But it was a very poor decision from my end. I think I should have stuck very firmly with one position. But anyway, that's what happened. And that very time, in 1992, there was a major decision made that Kenya was going to host
Yes.
the ICC Associate Trophy
Yes.
in 1994.
Yes.
And that was the first time that 3 teams were going to qualify for the 1996 World Cup cricket.
Okay.
And Kenya, 2 years before in Holland, we reached the semi-finals.
Okay.
But at that time, only 1 team was to qualify. So having played in Holland and Kenyan national team doing very well, reaching the semis, I mean, that was a huge milestone. And now the tournament is in Kenya. The chances are going to be greater. 1, we are at home.
Yes.
2, we had a very solid team
Okay.
for 94.
Yeah.
We had a lot of experienced cricketers, and then we had the youngsters coming in then, Maurice Odumbe, Steve Tikolo, Martin Suji,
Yes.
Kennedy Obuya, and quite a few other players were coming through. And then we had the seniors, Tom was there, myself was there, Rajab was there, Tariq Wibar, Edward Odumbe was there. So with that mix, we felt that we had a very good chance.
Yeah.
And then again, I reached the finals of the Kenya Open, but I was not selected for the Davis Cup. We were to play against Romania. And again, those prejudices that were historical carried through. And of course, they got an opportunity that I did not play the doubles, and so there were issues then. And there was no recourse of complaint. Like right now, you have the sports tribunal, or people are vocal about talking about anything. In those days, it was a one way. If they decided,
listen,
there's nothing you could do. So all that experience and moment, I felt, now let me look at this. The association also had a long word with me, the Cricket Association, because I was supposed to be an integral part of the success of this team.
Okay.
So we worked on that, and one thing led to another. We played the tournament, we qualified, we reached the finals, we lost to UAE in the finals, but we qualified.
Yes. For the World Cup.
For what would be a wow World Cup in 1996.
I wanted to touch on something which I noticed when I was researching on the 1994 ICC Associates tournament. And I was looking at the grounds, and I saw we had 9 grounds. So obviously Jeffries, Nairobi Club, Ngara Club, Sir Ali, Ruaraka, Simba Club, Aga Khan Sports Club, Impala, and Gymkhana. And I was shocked. We had all these cricket grounds at that particular time?
Correct. We still do have.
We still do them.
We still do have.
Okay.
Only that the maintenance and certain of the areas, but those were all community-based clubs.
Oh, okay.
So each one, I think, did you include Premier Club? There was also Premier Club.
Those are, okay. I don't have to be here.
Including Premier Club. Yeah. So, and they were all strategically placed even now.
Yeah.
I mean, most of these grounds are on what is now called Wangari Maathai Road.
Yes.
Was known then as Forest Road.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those grounds are there. The Jaffrey is in Lavington. Ruaraka is near Utali College.
Okay.
Yeah, so wonderful facilities we have.
Oh, yeah. So, and did guys come to watch the games?
It was the buzz of the country.
Yeah.
20 countries participated.
Yeah.
The marketing was done very well by the association.
Yeah.
The organization was par excellence. The people of integrity were running that tournament. It was done fantastic. It's one of the best tournaments I have played in all my career of 25 years.
Okay.
It was very well organized. The excitement was there. We had huge support from the Kenyan public.
Okay.
We used to get a lot of crowd. In the finals, it was a record of over 12,000 people.
That's
Gymkhana. No, it was at Ruaraka.
Okay.
The finals was played there. So we had huge support. The team did very well. We were unbeaten until the finals.
Okay.
But the mere fact that we reached the finals, we qualified for the 96 World Cup.
Did the big man come, or President Moi?
No, we didn't. We had the ministry coming in. We had some. I remember Honorable Musalia Mudavadi coming to one of the matches because he was a cricket fan.
Okay.
So I remember him coming, but we didn't have any other big guns coming in.
Okay.
Cricket was never regarded a sport at the government level. It was, in fact, funny enough, all the cricket that was played by the clubs, by the community, and by the association had minimum or no support from the government. It was the club members who supported their own clubs, and the association of their goodwill managed to get the sponsorship from the corporate people.
Yeah, that's good. So Kenya qualifies for the 1996 Cricket World Cup for the first time as a nation. I mean, this is big, and I didn't know this. I know the Olympic is big, the Football World Cup is big, and I actually found out that after the Football World Cup, the biggest World Cup is cricket. So this was massive.
Indeed, massive.
So, and it's in India, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka.
Correct.
So you go to India, your first match is against the hosts. Can you imagine? That must be, I mean, facing India in India, the first game, correct. I mean, that must be intimidating.
Well, the mere fact, first of all, to qualify for the World Cup was a huge, as you mentioned it. Yeah. And so the team prepared very well.
Okay. Oh, you did.
You know, when we qualified, before I answer your 96.
Yeah.
See, when we qualified in 94, now 50% of the job is done. Now the 50% is to prepare well, because you just don't want to be a number at the World Cup. You don't want to go there and people to say, these guys came here to waste their time. You know, Kenyans are proud. Yeah. We're proud guys. So
Kenyans.
So we don't want to let ourselves down. We want to make ourselves larger than life. Yeah. And again, I give a lot of compliments to the Kenyan Cricket Association management for what they prepared the team. The first thing they did was that we had a big tournament between Kenya, UAE, and I think Holland. Okay. Because those three teams qualified. Oh, yeah. So it was important that we support one another. And so there was a tri-nation tournament between the three countries. And then 3 months later, well, a year after the 94 tournament, we toured Bangladesh. Oh. And that experience was something unique. And remember, Bangladesh was a favorite in 94 tournament to qualify.
Oh, they came to...
Yes. Yeah. And so we skittled them out. So they were very bitter. And it's a cricketing nation. Yeah. We are not known as a cricketing nation. Yeah. In the subcontinent, India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, and Bangladesh are huge in cricket. So they were very keen to put us to where they need to put us. You know what I mean? So this tour was organized. Yeah. We were outplayed in Bangladesh because the conditions in Bangladesh was phenomenally tough. I mean, we played against not only the players, but we had crowd in the region of almost every match had 20 to 30,000 people watching.
I can imagine.
And the noise, the firecrackers, because we have never played. We would play, I mean, as I told you earlier, we had in the finals 12,000, but in our local matches, you may have 200, or 400, or 500 people. It's neither here nor there. So now you're playing against 30,000. They are bitter that we skittled them out of here. They wanted to be in the World Cup. So we were more or less outplayed on the tour. But that experience helped us for the World Cup. How did it help us? One, to play on the subcontinent conditions. Yes. With the heat, with the situation. Then to play against a huge crowd, because in the World Cup you are expecting not only 30,000, even much more. So the noise, the environment, so that helped us very much. And it also taught us that we are behind. We need to beef up. If we are to do well in the World Cup, we'll need to up the standard, whether it's in our fitness, whether it's in our performance, in our mental strength, and everything. 6 months later, we were on a tour to South Africa, on a 3-week tour. That again was a very tough tour, but it made us tougher. We know South African cricket is very strong. All the provincial teams are very Natal, you got Transvaal, all those, you had border province. I mean, they were tough cricket, but that experience, and then our first day-night cricket we played under the lights was in South Africa. It was unheard of. So that in itself was a novelty. So the players we played against gave us good exposure, gave us good experience, and we felt by then that I think we've got good. And if we mentally prepare ourselves, we are healthy enough, we are fit enough, and we support one another, we can be competitive in the World Cup. And the last tour we had was against Holland 2 months before the tour, where we beat them in Kenya 4-0, straight. And so you could feel that preparation from 94 qualifiers to being ready for the World Cup, the team believed in themselves. We had good performances and we were raring to go. because you are now playing the World Cup. The world is going to watch you. Yeah. You're live on television, and everybody wants to be on television. And this is a big deal. and we had a very fantastic coach called Hanuman Singh, who was a former Indian cricketer, a very mature, very senior cricketer who knew how to handle each player. Because remember, it's a team sport, and each player was a character on his own. You had to deal somebody softly, somebody you had to deal hardly, and so he knew the balancing act. And then we had very senior in the management with the late Jasmeer Singh and the late Harilal Shah. Harilal Shah was the first captain for the East Africa team in 1975. So he was a manager, and the tour manager was a very seasoned administrator, Jasmeer Singh, who also played for Kenya in the 50s. So all round, from management to the team, everything was in good shape. Full support from the administration, full support from the cricketing public, and then of course fully endorsed by the government. So we were ready. And so now we're going for our first match, and we are playing the host India in Cuttack. And so it was a full stadium. But Kenyans did very well. We were very competitive. Even the media report that gave after the game gave Kenyans a lot of credit for what we were doing. So our mission on that tour was to be competitive. That we must be competitive, so that by the time we finish the tour, Kenyan cricket has gone to another level. The respect at international level is there, that Kenyan is here to remain.
My name is Aasif Karim, and I am the chairman of Safina's Foundation that organizes the Kenya International Sports Film Festival. We're going to have the 8th edition, this time from Mombasa Hybrid, where you can watch online on all our social media platforms. We receive well over 1,000 movies from over 100 countries. The jury will then select 40 to 50 top movies in sports, from short documentaries to long documentaries, animation and feature films. Reach out from the 16th to the 19th of October 2025. We look forward to seeing you in our festival. Sports unites people, sports movies inspire society. Thank you very much.
So we go India, first game against India. And the reason why I want to touch on that game is because there's a great Indian player there called Sachin Tendulkar. He's on 99. He's never gotten a century in the World Cup. And the person who's bowling is Aasif Karim. Tell me about that moment.
Well, that was a big moment, because you're bowling against a batsman who's been regarded one of the best in the world ever produced. He's on 99. And Morris was captaining, and I was bowling my 10th over. So, he was another tough cricketer, Morris, and we combined well. So we said, why don't we put some pressure? Because he was batting so well. He was already on 99 in a quick time. So he says, Aasif, let's do it. So we put the pressure and had the players close so they make him get that one. But then I asked myself, what pressure are we going to put on this guy? This guy's on 99. And so they bowled the first one, a quicker ball. He got deceived. We made a huge appeal. And unfortunately, he was not given out. I'm sure the viewers, when they see it, will make their own decisions. But it looked very close. I mean, nowadays in cricket, they call it DRC, where you can, appeal, by signaling when you're not happy with the decision of the umpire. I'm sure the result would have been different.
Wow.
But anyway, it was satisfying overall that we were competitive. The team did well, against India. And so the sense of belief started even growing further.
So the first game. The second game, you play Australia, another tough one. You get a wicket.
Yes.
The second game against Australia. Third game against Zimbabwe again. I think you got a wicket as well on that.
Yeah, we were doing well, but the rain changed the whole game. And the next day, the whole thing changed.
Yeah, so the reason I'm not brushing through this game, I want to go to the fourth game.
Yeah.
Because that was a big one. That was when Kenya announced itself on the global scene against the mighty West Indies, the guys you had been looking up to.
Correct.
So you travel how did your travels were not that good from where you are to? Don't you Pune? What do you do?
The match was in Pune.
Pune, was Pune.
I think we played them in Patna, Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
It got delayed one day, so we stayed an extra day. And then the flight from Patna was to Delhi.
Okay.
Then from Delhi, we had to go to Bombay. And then from Bombay to Pune. So it was a long journey.
Yeah.
And so by the time we reached Pune, it was on the eve of the game.
Yeah.
Normally in World Cup, you get a couple of days so that you go and warm up in that game. You see the conditions of that town, the wicket, and you're at ease. But against the West Indies, we were just at the eve of the tour.
Yeah. So you were facing the mighty West Indies, Brian Lara, Shivnarine Shanapur, all these guys. How is the feeling in the locker room before you walked?
I mean, there was huge excitement by the team because most of our players looked up to the West Indians.
Can you imagine?
And so for most of the players, everybody was talking about, that I'm going to get a picture with this guy, take a photograph with this guy, and we'll, be playing against them. So it was more of a social mindset initially.
Okay.
Because you're playing against a two-time world champion.
Yeah.
I mean, these are not names. Those are huge names in the world of cricket.
Okay. Who wins the toss? Kenya or Sri Lanka?
They won the toss.
Well, they won the toss.
They won. Richie Richardson was the captain.
Richie Richardson, yes.
Yeah, he won the toss. And that first decision he made surprised me because he decided to field.
Yeah.
And I would have thought that if they were playing Kenya, being a weaker team, it would be good for them to bat so that they could get, good batting practice, be ready because now they're also going to the next level of the tournament. So they need, the batsmen need to get there. And then the first decision he made was to field, and that's personally surprised me.
Yeah.
Even when I saw them in the morning, their body language told me something was not right between themselves. But anyway, I said, who am I to decide? I mean, these are world champions, so they know what they're doing. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to, and our key discussion we always used to have in our team meetings is that we must bat the 50 overs.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
It's very paramount. So that when you bat 50 overs, you're going to create a good score, and it also looks good.
Okay.
Because if you get skittled out in early overs, means you're not ready for that.
Okay.
So we just batted short of 50 overs. I think we batted 49 overs.
Yeah. You get 166.
Yeah, we get 166. So fine, we go into the changing room.
Yeah.
Now, remember, not only are we in India to play cricket, but we are also tourists. We also want to see the country. So some of us in the changing room are saying, I know, we guys came yesterday. We haven't even seen Pune. We heard so much about Pune. So what do you think these guys will get the scoring? Maybe in 30 overs?
30,
so one says 30 overs, one says 25, one says 35.
Yeah.
So we were just kind of doing a light discussion. We go into the field, so we were saying, let's finish this game. Once it's done, we go back to the hotel, have a quick shower, go and visit the town, because the next day we were supposed to travel to Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
Now, as we go into the field, and the first wicket falls off Richie Richardson, the captain. Rajab was bowling.
Yes.
Bowled brilliantly well. So first we said, fine, good. So, we also don't want to lose disgracefully. If we're going to lose, we're going to lose comparatively. So if we get 3-4 wickets, we've done well. Next over, Martin Suji gets a wicket. And then walks in the mighty Brian Lara.
Yeah.
And the first ball, he majestically hits Rajab on a cover drive 4. I'm like, wow. This he's come here to do a quick job and finish it. And an over later, or a couple of overs later, Rajab gets his wicket caught behind.
Whoa.
And that moment, the team got together and everybody said the same thing, we are in for this game. We are now not going to just going through motions. We are going to put a lot of pressure, do what needs to be done. And Kenyans, when you open slightly kidogo, wataingia. So that door was opened. And the pressure that the team mounted, I mean, it was so unified team that everybody supported one another beyond normal, and one thing led to another. And an hour later, history was created. Where Kenya beats the two-time world champions. And in those days, if your news came on CNN, it was not a deal. It was a huge, big deal.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, I remember when I read Robert Mugabe and some of the African presidents were in Uganda for a meeting.
Yeah.
And Robert Mugabe, being the president of Zimbabwe, was a cricket fan himself.
Yeah.
So he informs our president, Daniel Arap Moi, that your team has won. He says, which team? So then he tells you about the cricket, that Kenyans have beaten West Indies. So it became a global story, and Kenyans became instant heroes globally. They were loved by the Indian public. To date, even when I travel to India, people still ask me, where is Maurice Odumbe? Where is Steve Tikolo? And so we've created such a huge impact internationally that to date, 30 years down the road, we are still remembered in the subcontinent.
Yeah, in terms of sports, this is one of the greatest upsets. It's like probably beating Brazil or America in basketball. This is crazy.
Yeah, it's like if you say Harambee Star beating Brazil in football. It is regarded as one of the biggest upsets in world sports.
Wow. And that's why I wanted to have this podcast, because some of these stories need to be told.
Indeed.
Wow, that's amazing. I can imagine you guys didn't sleep that night.
No, it was something unbelievable.
Yeah.
It was like everywhere we were hounded. We were already popular. Yeah. This took us to another level. On the whole thing. So it was very exciting. It's something you have got to have experience to have been part of that whole thing, to understand the joy and the enjoyment. It's something that the players and the management that were involved and the supporters that had come and the enjoyment that was there, you could talk about it to your grandchildren for years to come.
Okay. Yeah. So at that particular time, Sri Lanka, and if people will remember, there was a lot of issues with the Tamil Tigers. Things were happening in Sri Lanka. So some teams said they will not go to Sri Lanka, West Indies being one of them. I can't remember the other team.
Australia.
But Kenya, you guys were convinced to go. Is it something the team decided, or you weren't afraid of the situation in Sri Lanka that particular time?
Well, the management had a meeting with the players and said, look, this is the situation right now. What are your views? And Kenyans are peace-loving people overall. We have our views, but we are not confrontational. And we had no reason why we should not go.
Okay.
Because we have no issues with the Sri Lankan cricket board or the Sri Lanka as a country. Yeah. And remember, we are going there for the World Cup. We don't know whether we'll ever go back for a World Cup. Whether we're ever going to go to Sri Lanka. So the team was decisive and very firm that we are going to go and play cricket. We have come to play as a participant in the World Cup. We must honor the fixture. And the responsibility for our security lies with the Sri Lankan country, lies with the organizing committee. So obviously, more than us, they would be more keen that everything is done. A, that the Kenyans are secured. B, that the fixture is honored, because it was a real pride situation for them. Because here you got Australia and West Indies refusing to go. And when I think about it further, I think it was more of a political decision than anything else. There was really no security issue at all. And obviously, when we go to Sri Lanka, when we landed in Colombo, from Colombo we had to go to Kandy, which I think was in the north. We had army helicopters taking us. With escort. That experience in itself was unique. So we had 2 helicopters, half the team in each, and then we had escort helicopters taking us to that. Now, where am I going to experience that? Where are we Kenyans going to experience that? So we were excited about the whole thing. So we went, we played, and we met friends. And we were competitive all around.
Okay, good. So you go to Sri Lanka, you play the game. Obviously, whatever happened. So this was your final game.
Absolutely.
Wonderful experience for the World Cup. So, when you came back to Kenya, how was the reception?
It was wonderful. People loved it. Wherever you went, it was a talk of cricket. In my view, that was the first opportunity, or maybe the second opportunity where Kenyan cricket could have taken cricket to a national level. Because it was a buzz in the country. and we could have taken this to make it a global sport, to make it a national sport. And I think we missed the boat there.
Okay.
Yeah, because the euphoria was so much, we enjoyed it, and then like anything else, when the dust settles, you forget the whole thing and you move on.
Okay, good. So World Cup done, we are there. We are recognized globally. 1997, you were made the captain of the Kenya national team. Tell me, how was that news delivered to you?
Well, just to go back, 1997, we had again the ICC trophy, which was played in Malaysia.
So qualifier for the next
World Cup. Yeah. So it was a very important tournament because one, we had to do well. Because we do not want to get to a situation Kenyans just fluked it. So we did very well again. We reached the finals. Again, we lost in the finals to Bangladesh on the last delivery. But that tournament, again, was a defining moment because after doing well in the tournament, two countries got the ODI status. ODI status means one-day international status from the ICC. Because Kenya's performance was good and Bangladesh cricket was also growing, these two countries are the first two countries to have got the ODI status in 19. So that was very important. Now, what did ODI status mean? It meant that Kenya and Bangladesh would qualify for the World Cup automatically. That's a huge thing, that you did not have to go any more through the qualifying rounds. So that means our cricket has grown to another level. Two, we were now in a position to be able to get fixtures against the elite cricketing nations, the Australias, the Pakistans, the Indias, the New Zealand, England, all those things. So being part of, you join the elite club. So it was a huge thing. And then I was appointed as the captain. And so as the first captain, once we got the ODI status. As I said, playing for the country is a huge thing. Captaining the country is it cannot get better. But that captaincy also meant a lot of extra responsibility because now you are playing at international level where your performance is monitored regularly. You want to be competitive if you can win some matches because we were a young cricketing nation in terms of international. So it was important for us to build our standards there, to do well, to be competitive, and in the process, if we can win some matches, that adds value, and also to create a buzz in the country that cricket should now be a national sport. So it was exciting all around. We qualified for the World Cup 99. We qualified for the Commonwealth Games in 1998.
Cricket was played in the Commonwealth Games.
Correct. That was the second time it was ever played.
I didn't know
so that was in 98 in Malaysia. So the 97 Associate Trophy qualification gave all these openings to us. Participating in the Commonwealth Games, playing in the 99 World Cup in the home of cricket in England. And getting the ODI status.
And all the team members are playing in the country. No one was playing outside professionally. Everyone was playing the cricket.
There were a couple of cricketers who had the opportunity to play outside. Some played in Bangladesh, some played in England, during the season, which also helped. Because when you get that exposure to play at a higher level, that's when you can grow. So I think Maurice had an opportunity to play, Steve had an opportunity to play, Martin also had an opportunity to play, Martin Suji. So that helped also the team all around.
So you're a captain, you're heading towards the World Cup. So now, because you have one-day status, you're able to get some of these wonderful tournaments against some of these teams. This is a tournament you went to India, Coca-Cola Trophy, and you beat India in India.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Well, as I said, because we got the ODI status, and India Cricket Board, the BCCI, was a huge supporter of Kenyan cricket, not only now. I'm talking from the 1950s, where they used to send teams and all that. So they were very keen, and our board was also well placed, and there was a good relationship between them. So now when you get a status to play the big league, unless we get that fixture, it has no value. So India took the lead. They said, okay, we will organize a tournament between India, Bangladesh, and Kenya. Now, Kenya and Bangladesh was a huge rivalry, professional rivalry. Outside the ground, we are still good friends. But in terms of the cricketing on the ground, so it was a very important tournament, playing in India, though it was extremely hot. It was May of 1998, month of May, where the temperatures go to close to 50 degrees. But we didn't bother. We wanted to play cricket. Kenyans were strong, Kenyans were fit. And in that tournament, Indians struggled with the heat. Kenyans did not. We were there, strong. And so we played this tournament, and it was a round robin. And in the second match against India in Gwalior, we beat them. And that was the second big win for Kenya at international level. The first one was when we beat West Indies in the 96 World Cup, and then beating India in India. And that made us qualify to go into the finals, where then India beat us when we played them at Eden Gardens in Calcutta.
Okay. That's good. That's good. So, and I'm slowly trying to get towards the end. So, 99, you're the captain. One of the traditions of the captain is to go for the toss. And I always feel that now here you're going with the greats in terms of during the toss. So, who did you play in the first game in England in 1990? Zimbabwe. So, who was the captain?
Alistair Campbell.
And then you played England?
Correct.
So, Nasser Hussain?
No, Alex Stewart was the captain.
Alex Stewart was the captain at that particular time. And then you played, did you play Australia? In India? No. In England? Who did you play?
We played England, and then we played South Africa. Hansi Cronje was the captain.
Yes.
Then we played India, where Mohammad Azharuddin was the captain.
Yes. Tell me that experience of just beating these captains at the toss.
The first experience was at the captains' meeting at Lord's Cricket Ground.
Okay.
So where all the 12 captains were invited before the World Cup. So we spent about 2 to 3 hours there, interacting. And so I got a great opportunity.
Can you imagine?
To meet all of them, to interact with them. And I was pleasantly surprised with the respect accorded to Kenyan cricket. All of a sudden, these teams won. We were not taken for granted.
Okay.
So if any team played Kenya, they would have to make sure that they are on top of the game. Otherwise, if you give an opportunity to the Kenyans, they'll jump all over you. So it was a wonderful experience where we interacted and discussed a few things. And then, of course, there was some formal meetings by the organizers on the rules and all that. So it was a very good relationship. And of course, one of the roles that I had to do was, which is naturally in me, is to create a good PR relationship with the cricket nation, because I was also looking at how we can strengthen our relationship with the other cricketing nations so we get opportunities to play against them post the World Cup. Because World Cup comes once in 4 years. We cannot wait for 4 years. We need in between the 4 years to play so that our cricket can grow and we get this opportunity to play. So all that was being built up very nicely. And so obviously at the game time, the mindset is different, because now it's not a social event, it's a World Cup. So each captain has got his own mindset. So there was just a brief PR, good respect for each other, and that was about it.
Okay. So obviously 99, it wasn't as, not don't want to use the word successful, but we didn't get a big scalp like what we did in 1996. But overall, was it a good experience?
Yes. I know most people think that when you don't win, you're not successful. There are many aspects to it. Remember, we are still at a young cricketing nation, number one. Number two, the conditions in England were so harsh. It was early spring, the month of April and May, where when we landed in Manchester, it was snowing. I mean, most of our cricketers, let alone playing cricket in England, they had not even visited England. So, it's very cold. We are not used to that weather. We play in warm weather, like in India or in Kenya, where conditions are more friendlier. So we were playing in a very, very harsh conditions. But Kenyans did very proud. We did extremely well. We were competitive in all our matches. We did not disgrace ourselves. We, in fact, in terms of what the management told us at the end, in terms of our scoring runs and doing well, we did better than what we did in India. But general tendency is that if you win, then you've done well. But I was very proud of our team's performance. We were there at international level, and we were to remain at international level with dignity.
So you come back from the 1919 World Cup, and you hold this presser. And you say that you're retiring from Kenyan cricket. Born 1963, so 99, you're probably
36.
So you still, in terms of cricket, you still had some years to go. What made you take that decision?
Yeah, as you brought up earlier, that the team or the public would feel that we did not win, so the captain has not done well. You know, obviously, all the fingers get pointed at the captain when you do well or when you do bad. So the environment was quite toxic post the World Cup.
Okay.
And of course, I've already been playing for the country for almost 20 years, which is not a small time. I mean, it's a long time. You're playing for the passion, for the love of the sport. It's not generating you any income.
Yeah.
You know, you have a young family.
Your business.
A lot of things. Business is taking up. There's so many other factors. And when an environment is not friendly and it becomes toxic, and you see some unnecessary talks, then it was a tough call to make. It was not easy because deep down my heart, I strongly believed that I should still have been there.
Okay.
Because leadership at international level is another ballgame. And I'm sure you're going to talk about what happened post the 19 because the result speaks for itself.
Yes.
But when an environment is not comfortable, when you're not getting the due support that you feel, then there were two choices: either to fight the situation and then feel bad about it, or you rather honorably come out when people start talking, why are you giving up, instead of when are you giving up? You know, it's better to be asked why instead of when.
Okay.
So if I'm asked, why did you give up? It's good, fine. So I came out. It was very tough. It was one of the toughest moments of my life. You know, I actually got sick.
Okay.
You know, I was mentally affected. I had a lot of spasm on my back. You know, my wife got concerned. We went to the doctor and he says, look, has anything happened recently?
Okay.
So I said, yeah, well, this is his. Well, you are under a lot of stress. You know, and so I had to get some medication and it took me some time to recover because it was something I'm giving up that I was passionate about. For 20 years, I gave my heart, I gave my soul. I loved what I was doing, you know, I felt that it was unceremoniously done.
Okay.
And then when you think about it, most sportsmen at the tail end of their career, we don't have a good exit plan.
Okay.
It is very paramount. When somebody has served the country, you must give him an honorable exit.
Yes.
And that is lacking.
Yeah.
And that is the experience that I went through. And that's what happened.
All right. Yeah, so there's, I'm sure you know him, it's called Roy Gashuhi.
Yes.
A great Kenyan journalist.
Indeed.
So this is what he wrote. This is what he said. If it was another country, television networks would have been awash with footage of his greatest matches. Commentators would have taken us on a journey through time, reminiscing on his humble beginnings, discussing his strengths and weaknesses, and giving us insights into his career from the perspective of his peers. If it was another country, 20 years of sporting service at the national level might have warranted a thank you and a good luck note from the head of government. But our country, Kenya, is different. Not possessing a great wealth of military power, or a country not given the rest of the world, a country that has not given us the rest of the world much reason to take note. This is why a significant portion of the world's 6 billion citizens might have a trouble placing it on the map. Of those who know it, they are likely to remember it for one or two reasons. It's wildlife and it's sportsmen. Yet the two do not often feature highly in our order of national priorities. I guess this speaks exactly.
This speaks volumes. And what you just spoke, I think it was written in 1999.
Yes, 99, yes.
It's 26 years from today.
Yeah.
Is there any change?
No.
Sadly.
Yeah.
Very sad.
Yeah. Everything that we've talked about and even more, and what we'll talk about, is all captured in this book. So it's a coffee book done by Aasif Karim. It captures the legacy of their family. You can see some very amazing photos here. And This is a limited edition book, and you'll tell us more about it. If we wanted to get this, where can we get this from?
Yeah,
So we'll have the links and everything, so people can get this.
This book was so much very well received.
Okay.
Just to give you an example, the Chandaria Foundation,
Yes.
Manu Chandaria Foundation,
Yes.
on the launch, bought 40 books.
Okay.
And he gave it to 40 universities. Library. So 40 libraries in this country have this book.
Okay.
Then last year I was invited at Lord's and at Wimbledon to present the book.
Yeah.
And so the books are quite limited now. They're available in my office currently.
Okay.
But what we have done is we have also digitalized this book.
Okay.
So the book is now digitally available on Google Play, on Amazon, and the local Kenyan platform called
eKitabu. Okay.
So
and we'll put all those links there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is quite available. As I said, it's got 150 years of editorial.
Okay.
About 700-800 photographs.
Okay.
And it took me 6 years, proudly to do, where I felt it was very important to honor my parents and grandparents for the legacy that they created.
Okay.
And this is the minimum it deserves to honor them.
Okay.
And more importantly, to document our history.
Okay.
So that the generation that's coming ahead must know where we started from.
Okay. That's good. So, listeners and viewers, we'll put the links to anywhere you can access all this material. So, this coffee book, I have been privileged to get a copy, and I'm going to put it in a vault somewhere so no one steals it. You can get to watch the documentary as well on Aasif Karim YouTube channel. Go there, subscribe. It's a wonderfully done 2-hour documentary. You'll get to learn amazing things. And when we come back the next time, we'll talk more from 99 all the way to present day and what's happening in Kenyan cricket, plus what he's doing in terms of the film festival and so many other things that we need to mention. So, Aasif Karim, thank you very much.
Most welcome, and thank you for setting it up.
Thank you so much.